Welcome back, everybody. Sport Federation TV. We carry on talking about sport in the Western Cape and the federations and the athletes. And well, as you know, for the last few weeks, at least the last few months, we've been reaching out to our athletes and federations via the online medium, and it's been great chatting to some of our federations and athletes. And one of the codes, of course, that we've been talking about, although it's a code with multiple codes, is transplant sports. And I'm fortunate enough now to be joined on the line by Jeandre Geldenhuys, 2019 multiple medalist, 2019 world champion transplant sport athlete. Jeandre, it's fantastic to have you on the line with us. How are things on your side?
I'm good. Started training again after the COVID ban, so not allowed to go in swimming, but back in the pool and enjoying it. To be back in the pool, I've been missing it a lot.
Let's start at the beginning, Jeandre. Swimming is your chosen code.
That's correct, yeah. That's correct. So I've been swimming for a while, even before my transplant. Been swimming as well. So got the opportunity back in 2006 to compete in the FINA World Short Course Championships that was held in Cape Town, and before that went to the 2004 Olympic Trials. And
Wow.
yeah, so swimming has been part of my life ever since grade 2. And then obviously got involved with the Transplant Sports Association, and yeah, in 2019 I got my chance to represent South Africa in Newcastle. So yeah.
Did you know about transplant sports and the transplant sports competitive arena before your transplant?
No, that was actually well, one day when I was sitting with my doctors, he was actually telling me, listen, he's got a couple of athletes or transplant patients that's actually competing at World Transplant Games or in the transplant section. So obviously, being an old swimmer, that obviously played right into my court, and I was like, "Yeah, let's go have a look at this." And yeah, I mean, started contacting the people and saying, "Listen, yeah, well, that was before the transplant. Do a transplant in 2016."
Yeah.
And they said, "Yeah, no, come and join us once you got your transplant. Come and join us. We'll happily accept you." And like I said, it's a brand new family. It's a transplant family that I've joined, and it's not just competitors. It's just a lot of friends.
Yeah.
And I mean, even through the COVID period, we're phoning up each other. We phone up each other and just find out, hey, how are you doing? Are you still healthy in this in this time period? But yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Well, it certainly has been fascinating speaking to so many of the transplant athletes that have had. I mean, you guys have had so much success. As I said, I think Renshaw walking away with 5 gold medals. I mean, and we have a number of athletes from South Africa competing overseas. But 2019, which was of course last year, we know that there's been a lot of delays in terms of competitions this year. But tell us about your preparation a little bit for 2019. How did that go, and did you expect such success at the 2019 World Championships?
No, not really, because it was my first time swimming for South Africa at a World Transplant Games. I actually just went up to go experience everything, meet new people, see the competitors, see how it works, etc. So before that, trained 3 times a week because the body doesn't allow me to train more. So yeah, it was tough for the training because obviously with our medication it makes it a little bit more tough
challenging.
to train. Oh yeah, challenging. Yeah,
the whole set of different challenges
exactly
that we have as different athletes.
Something I wasn't used to beforehand, because trained twice a day, every day, and getting back into the pool after my transplant. Not being able to do that, so it was challenging. But yeah, I must say it was surprising. It was surprising how tough the competition was up in Newcastle. I wasn't expecting the competition to be that tough. but yeah, no, now I know where to work on. I saw all my struggle points. So 2020, working on all those little niggles that.
Do we know when the next competition is?
The next one was cancelled. The next one would have been in Texas, in America. But due to COVID, that was cancelled. So the next one is 2023.
Right.
I'm not too sure where that's going to be, but yeah.
Yeah. Jeandre, you managed to take a gold medal in the backstroke, and then
Yes.
3 bronze medals and a silver. I've lost track if it's for butterfly, crawl, and so on. But either way, five medals at a world championship. I mean, that's fantastic. Congratulations from our side. I think that really is incredible, and it certainly goes to show anybody who's watching the show right now that if they've had a transplant, that they can join the Transplant Sports Association of South Africa and be competitive and be involved.
Yeah, it's such a great experience. It's like I say, it's just the medals is just the extra part to it. But
Yeah.
it's so much fun. We do have meets where we just come and just meet each other or just catch up with each other. So it's just like I said, it's just a lot of fun.
So, Jeandre, one of the reasons we of course got you on the line today as well is to tell us about the billion steps. Now we picked this up on Facebook. We saw it was connected to Transplant Sports South Africa. A billion steps. Just tell us a little bit about what this is. What is this cause, a billion steps? How does it work?
So basically, it's held by the Transplant Federation, the World Transplant Federation. It's you can join a team and you can basically your daily steps gets tallied up, and everybody in around the world takes part in it, and then a collective amount of those steps. We want to see if we can get to 1 billion steps. Like they say, 1 billion steps will be to the moon and back.
Right.
But it's more focused on the awareness of the transplant or organ donation, and that, as a matter of fact. So yeah, it's just one of those challenges that we're trying to bring the whole transplant community together, not just in South Africa, but all across the world. And then at the same time, making it getting more awareness out there.
So is the billion steps campaign? Is it specifically to raise awareness for transplant sports?
Yes,
Okay.
it's specifically to raise that, and I feel it's just a nice challenge for us transplantees and the normal people out there to get together and see if we can collectively get to that billion.
So anybody can sign up. Anyone can register. Anyone can. Okay.
Anybody can register. They can. I think on the transplant. South African Transplant Facebook page, we've got links there that they can take there, or the World Federation, World Transplant Games Federation as well.
Yeah.
And it's pretty easy.
We've also got the website ticking at the bottom for folks who want to go and visit the Western Cape Transplant Sports website, and that the link is there. So let's go back. How do you track your steps?
So it's either done manually. You can do your steps manually. There's that, and then obviously there's a certain amount of devices that's allowed. It goes through a specific app. I think it's MoveSpring is the app.
Yes.
And then it's just then the challenge starts Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah,
and does it cost anything for people to? Is there any costs involved?
No costs.
No costs. All right. So anybody who wants to go, they can go to the Transplant Sports Western Cape website. They can find the link, sign up, and do the billion steps as part of the campaign to raise awareness for transplant sports.
That's correct. Yeah.
Oh, well, I think that's fantastic. I think I'm going to have to sign up as well. But nowadays, I don't know how many steps we're able to contribute, but we'll certainly give it our shot. And we've got so many people watching the show as well, athletes out there in the Western Cape, and we'll promote it across the federations and the sport codes and get people to sign up. There we go, Jeandre. Thanks so much, and congratulations again on your results in 2019, and we look forward to your successes and tracking you and seeing how you go.
Thank you very much.
That's great stuff. There we go, folks. Jeandre Geldenhuys, a world transplant sports champion, 5 medals at the Newcastle World Championships. Absolutely incredible. Transplant sports, Western Cape, of course, catering for athletes who've had a transplant. So if you're out there, go and visit, find out more. And a fantastic way then to raise awareness for transplant sports is to go to their website, www.westerncapetransplantsports.co.za, and sign up for the Billion Steps Challenge. And as Jeandre said, it's enough steps to get to the moon and back. And isn't that quite incredible? So it's a global challenge, and we of course encourage anybody watching right now, anybody out there, athlete or non-athlete, to sign up and support the Billion Steps campaign. Folks, we'll take an ad break. When we come back from the break, we're going to be taking a look at showing, which is of course an equestrian sport. Back in a sec.